Well, strikes and demonstrations over austerity measures have been sweeping across EU countries. Since the Irish financial crisis last month, there have been growing fears of a spillover effect on other vulnerable European economies, such as Spain and Portugal. And the Spaniards are already tightening their belts, as RT's Tessa Arcilia reports from Madrid.
Scenes of public outrage from usually picturesque European cities have punctuated much of the past year for the continent.
For me, this is the spirit of '68 come again. In 1968 we saw in Paris and in Prague, of course, young people leading the struggle for freedom, and first the students moved and then the workers. This is exactly what's happening here, except I think it will be on a much bigger scale right across Europe.
Just last month, European Union nations agreed to give $89.4 billion in bailout loans to
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are
deliver key foreign policy speech on his current European tour. The Democratic presidential hopeful laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order, saying he was speaking as a proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world. Well, Senator...
And after 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order, and instead it looks like we got a lot of disorder. And we still, and after...
Shalom, and welcome once again to Elders of GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The topic today is entitled Current Events, Inside Info, and the Scriptures. And basically, you saw the news clippings, and these clippings are recent clippings from the last 3 or 4 days. If you watch the news over here in the States, as I've been saying, that you're really not going to get those type of clips in the American media, because they don't want to scare you people. You know, they don't want to make you nervous. But it's coming over here. You know, you can run, but you can't hide. And the world is waking up to the fact of who's running the show, so to speak. And it's the illuminated ones, the New World Order people, the so-called elite. And the world is quickly finding out that these so-called leaders, your leaders, are nothing more than puppets for the super elite. All right? Now, you got a scripture? Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Verse 56. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no God. Yea, and that knowing they must die. For as the thing aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that men should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answered I and said,
Yeah, that's why people, they don't know what's going on. That's why they're going to bug out. Because the Most High opened the eyes of only a handful of people. Go ahead.
Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders, which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. But at what...
And we're seeing that. That was a small sample that you just saw. Go ahead.
It says, which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not showed me. Chapter 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Is not the Most High visiting the world which he made through these plagues? But the average person, they have no clue as to what's going on. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in
Go ahead.
In the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
That's what you devils don't understand. You don't do any research. You don't study history. Every kingdom that was set up in power all had an end. But you seem to think that you're not going to go down. This is your time to go down. Go ahead.
Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
That's plain and to the point. Give me the book of stay right there. That's Second Ezra. Go to Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and start from the very top. Go ahead.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words.
Right, my people are the children of Israel, not Edomites, not a group of Edomites that's going to deny their father, not the Moabites, not the Ammonites. Go ahead.
Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy,
and that's what we do. We're not going to go into sickness and health. Husband, love your wives. This Most High said to speak the words of prophecy. Go ahead.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
The incredulity is talking about unbelief. And it's talking about Jake. It's not talking about all the nations. It's talking about Israel. The Israelites that don't believe, don't worry about them. Forget them. Go ahead.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right, because Esau is not faithful. The only people that are supposed to be faithful are Israelites. Read that again.
It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Right, that goes in hand with Revelation the 6th chapter. Matter of fact, get that. Revelation the 6th chapter, and I believe is the 9th verse. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? And
them that dwell on the earth are the elite, not Joe six-pack cracker down the street. Even though he's going into slavery too, but he's not even going to know why he went into slavery. But that's his problem. Go ahead.
It says, And white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
That's right. Now, yeah, go ahead.
And then if you notice when you read here, those souls that are up there, they say, how long? They're not saying, well, Lord, whenever you want to go deal with them, we're just going to be relaxing up here. Like you guys down here that claim to be Israelites, you don't have that mentality. You don't have the mentality of when are we going to get the hell out of here? Your mentality is like whatever, trying to make it in this society. This society is finished, man.
Yeah, this society's finished, man. You ain't going to save it. Nate, you ain't going to save it. Now, I know Hamburger went back to college, all right? Because he damn sure ain't doing no shows. Like Nate said, well, he going to do his own thing with his wife. I'm still waiting for that new YouTube account. Go ahead.
Second.
Because we told you, Hamburger, Barack Shaw, that you were going to be out of there. And sure enough, you're out of there. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 15:9.
And you, Nate, you better get your act together, man. And you better start teaching the truth. You deceiving them people. Well, them people that you teaching that follow you, they're women and lukewarm men. Go ahead.
2 Ezra 15:9. And therefore say.
And where's Yahweh Sop at, man? Where's Urkel at, man? He haven't made a video in a long time. Go ahead.
And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with.
Right, the Lord didn't say He's gonna bring them to a college recruiting station to become a doctor or a lawyer.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Egypt is America. Go ahead.
And will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For